We cannot force what God has not favored. That's our topic on We Hug Wednesday. Let's go. Welcome back to another We Hug Wednesday. Lori Graham here. I am so excited that you came back again for a little bit of motivation and encouragement. Today, I am talking about a square peg and a round hole. Do you remember that game that was the little tray when you were small and it had the different shapes in it and you had to put the pegs inside of it? Do you remember trying to fit the square peg in the round hole and it didn't work? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. This is such a great example of what it looks like when we're living our purpose outside of God's will. When we're trying to live our way with the expectancy of ourselves and not God's expectancy. It's like trying to put a square peg in a round hole. It's so easy to live in this world focused on getting what's next and best and what's the greater thing and what's on trend and what the, celebrities are having. There used to be a phrase, it was keeping up with the Joneses. That's the phrase that my parents used. But nowadays, let's keep it real, it's keeping up with the Kardashians. How often are we seeking God in the things that we want? Are we first seeking God to say, is this something that is for me? Is this something that you want me to have, God? Or am I simply going after this, whether it's a job, whether it's a vehicle, a material item, starting a business, starting a ministry? Are we consulting God first before we even move forward? Why is it that we so very often feel like what we can obtain in life is so much better than what God can give us? If God truly sacrificed his son so that he could have a relationship with us, then how much more is he going to give to us, his children? I think this is where we fall short a lot of times. We get so distracted in figuring out what we can do on our own accord, in our own will, than to seek God and God's will for our life. What are we missing in our lives by reserving the control of our purpose and plans to ourselves and not giving our control of our future to the creator of this earth? How many missed opportunities have there been because we refuse to release ourselves, our dreams, our passions to God, and we try to make things happen on our own? Well, Psalms 23 is such a great reminder to refresh and renew your mind. A psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of the righteousness for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not fear no evil. For you are with me, you are my rod and you are my staff. They comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. What a great reminder that every single thing we need, every path we're going to walk down, every protection that we need in our life is already there in God. So when we try to fit our plan into God's purpose for our life, it's kind of like sticking that square peg in the round hole. It doesn't fit, and it leaves us frustrated and confused, and frustration and confusion lead to insecurity and fear, and guess what? That's Satan's playground. When we live our lives from a place of fear and insecurity, we tend to make decisions based on other people's passions, other people's purposes, and other people's lives that don't fit our plan and purpose that God has for us. Being in a place where you're leading from fear and insecurity, this is, again, Satan's playground. He wants so badly to distract you from your gifts and talents by showing you what everybody else is doing. Focus on you. I would like to challenge you guys today. This is something I've been doing for quite some time, and it has really helped keep me on track. because I'm such a visual person. I'm such a curious person, and some people call it nosy, but I just love to see what other people are doing. I love to be inspired by people. I love to encourage people. I just love methods and why they're doing it, and I just love the whole thing, but sometimes it takes me off track. So I'm going to challenge you and myself over the next 21 days to, in your quiet time or whenever you set time aside to pray and speak with God, ask God this question. God, would you please align my thoughts with your purpose for my life? Again, I'll say it again. God, would you please align my thoughts, my desires, my vision with your purpose for my life? Each day after you've prayed that prayer, after you've had your quiet time with God, I want to encourage you to start writing things down. And over the next 21 days, we're going to look and see, has my thought process changed? Has my desires changed? What is God saying to me? Am I even on the right path? Some of the things you write down might seem like they're things that are way too lofty, way too big. Maybe he's telling you that you need to buy a building. Maybe he's telling you need to buy a house. Maybe he's telling you you're going to start this multi-million-dollar business. I don't know what it is, but what I do know, if it's God's will, it's God's bill. He has everything under control. Even in his word, it says, I will give you everything you need. I will anoint your head. I will put you at the table with your enemies, and you will have favor. So don't get discouraged if the things that you are hearing or feeling are too lofty, because trust and believe, if it is God's will, it's God's bill. And secondly, remember that as you go through life, you cannot force what God did not favor. You can try as hard as you want to do things in your own will. You can try as hard as you want to make enough money to keep up with the Joneses or the Kardashians. But if it's not God's will for your life, if it's not in the favor that he has for you, you cannot force it. You cannot force what God did not favor. So join me in this challenge. Let's see what God has for us. Let's see if we're on the right path. Stop wasting your time comparing. Stop being frustrated. Stop living from a place of insecurity and fear, and start living your purpose. Start living your God's will for your life. And dream, dream, dream big, because he has something amazing for you, something that you could not obtain on your own. And as always, head up gorgeous. God's got you, and so do I. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like and share these videos. These are meant to encourage you. Head over to headupgorgeous.org for more information about the hug movement and how you can be a part of it. Till next time.